Okay. All right. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to the Make Me Believe podcast. Join us by the campfire as I tell. Listen, if I sound beat up or distraught, just know it's been a good hour of messing with the mics and trying to get this all set up on the fly.
It's not on the fly. This has just been planned. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So there's been so much.
Who
here
are
in
you?
the
Why are we
studio.
here?
Okay, let me just start over. Thank you for joining us. Please join us by the campfire. Sit down as we talk about some scary stuff in the efforts of making my delightfully pain in the ass wife, Kaylyn, say hello.
Hello.
Believe in the supernatural, paranormal, and all the things that go bump in the night. Joining us today as a special surprise for the Halloween episode is Kaylyn's youngest sister, Cassidy.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing today, Cassidy?
Just fine. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Yay!
Who are you, though?
Hold on. Let's...
I'm the voice that talks to you when you're about to go to sleep.
I hope that freaks some people out because it freaked me out a little
Here's
bit.
the voice you hear before you're about to fall asleep.
Okay.
Put it back. Put it back right now.
Okay. Sorry, we were having a lot of fun here today.
He got a new mixer board, so now he is obsessed with playing with all the buttons.
I did. A little shout out to Square Rock. They are not sponsoring us at all. I had to pay money for it, but it's okay. This mixer's awesome. Just going to say that right now. And we are having a lot of fun playing with it. So, hi, I am your host, Adrian. Or did you want to introduce me?
This is too late. You already took it away.
All right, cool.
Just rude like that. My
Listen,
gosh.
There's so much. I want to cry. It's been a headache today.
You're a headache.
Yeah, I know. We are recording in advance in preparation for the Halloween episode because not only am I going to edit one episode, I'm editing 3 episodes. And it's lots of fun. Episode, is it 13, 12, 13, and this one.
This is episode 14, which is our Halloween episode.
Ooh. That was not rehearsed. What's up?
That was good.
I love it. Okay, so
Why am I even here right now?
me and Cassidy are bringing some youngest or the last born baby child. What is that?
Youngest child?
Youngest child energy going on today. That's one thing me and Cassidy have in common, and we just love to annoy Kaylyn with it.
Just remember, you invited me.
We did. It's fantastic. Okay, so shall we? All right. This episode, I have 3 scary stories going in.
Are these longies?
There are some longies.
Oh, dear heavens. Are they going to end properly, or am I going to get pissed off?
You're already pissed off, so I'm going to save that as a surprise.
I do have a question for my sister here. The last I had heard, dear sister, is that you hadn't even finished episode 3.
What?
So we have you here on episode 14, and I'd like to know where you are in the catalog.
I am currently like an episode and a half behind right now.
Okay,
So
all right.
I've improved.
I can
done
get behind that. That's
So that's
fine.
like episode 10, episode 9.5, where you're at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
something like that. Okay.
Because 11 just came out.
11 came out just a few,
Okay, yeah, right before your surprise.
earlier
Yeah,
this
yeah,
week.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
a surprise. Nobody ruined it for her.
I can forgive you for that.
We're now into like surprise 3. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the surprise is we have a guest co-host with us today,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to share some stories too.
I love it.
I did research on 2 stories.
2 stories. So you're bringing 2 stories into this.
I am.
And we have Cassidy here for a little bit of comedic relief because apparently we don't have enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are y'all ready to sit into some spooky stories?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, yes. Okay.
She says yeah. I say no.
All right. So we got 1 no, 1 yes, and 1 I don't care. You're going to listen to it anyways.
Is this a longie? The first one?
Holy yeah.
Snaggle Rock.
Snaggle Rock. Yeah. We're going to go with yes.
Do you want to know what I taught her kid the other day?
What?
He wanted to FaceTime with me, and he what was it that he said? It was something along the lines of, "Oh my goodness," or something like that. And I said, "Do you know what I say?" And he goes, "What?" I say, "Jumpin' Jehoshaphat."
Please stop spreading that.
And he thought it was funny.
Listen, it died in the 1920s. Let it lay there.
Absolutely not. It will not happen. But thanks for asking. He thinks everything's funny, so it's not that hard. Wow! Dude, go up to that kid, look at him in the eyes, and just tell him banana pants. He'll start laughing hysterically. You just have to look at Adrian and say pudding, and he laughs. Pudding!
See, she gets it.
So do I.
Supernatural lovers.
Whatever.
Yeah, we all of us here, supernatural lovers.
Okay, let's talk about this first story.
Okay.
I'm done talking to you.
You're
right
done
now.
talking
I'm done
to me.
with you.
Okay, you can
I don't
just
even
sit
like
back.
you anymore.
I know, this is pretty great. You're trapped here for a little bit. Okay, so this first story comes from Reddit user. What? Hey, are you ready?
Bring it on.
There you go. Sorry, my bad. Damn.
Dang, Christian.
Listen,
Failing miserably.
I know. All bets are off when Cassidy comes into the house, I guess. This story is by Reddit user Ever Black Death Mask.
Ever Black Death Mask.
Yes.
It's not conspicuous at all.
I know. I visited his page. I visit all these people's pages. Some of them are just one-off stories. And this guy, awesome. All his content is just amazing. I loved it.
So is he going to be in there kind of like, dude, it's Brian?
We'll see.
Okay. Well, if it's the scariest dude, it's Brian story.
We will definitely see. Okay.
Jump in Jehoshaphat.
Stop it.
Absolutely not.
All right. This story is called I Inherited My Grandpa's House. He left me a note about the door I need to guard in the attic.
You need to leave now.
Why?
We're already no.
Okay.
You got a letter. No.
All right.
All right. Let's
Okay.
see let's see. It's gonna be a Cam Jr.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. I'm not sure how to explain what is happening to me, but I'll try. It started a few months ago, the day my grandpa died. I'd been to enough funerals to know the rhythm. Black clothes, hollow condolences, and heavy air of finality. It was all too familiar. That day, I learned my grandpa left me his house, but he left me something else too. A plain white envelope with just 2 words scribbled on the front. Read carefully. Inside was a note that would change my life. It read, To my grandson, Nathan. If you're reading this, it means I've failed, and I am no longer here to see you become the man I always hoped you would be. There's something that you need to know about our family, something that I've kept from you your whole life to protect you. You've inherited more than just a house. You've inherited a family secret. There's a door upstairs in the attic that sits in the middle of the room. You haven't seen it yet, but you will. It's a door that chooses to show itself to you once, and once it does, your life will never be the same. It only appears to the men of our bloodline. I couldn't explain it to your grandmother or your mother. They thought I was crazy because they could never see it like I could. I've managed to keep the door locked away for over 60 years so that your father could raise you and give you the childhood I never could for him. Every night of my life was spent standing in front of the door and making sure it stayed closed, because if no one is watching, it opens.
What?
It can't ever open. That's why this next part is important. You need to heed these rules, no matter what. Do not open the door, no matter what you hear. You must be standing or sitting in front of it. You cannot be more than 10 feet away. When the voice behind the door speaks, do not respond. Do not close your eyes unless you want to open them again. Always remain at your post. You can sleep when the sun rises. There will be more, and when they appear, you need to be ready. The door is always watching and learning you. Your resolve will be tested. I won't sugarcoat this. If you fail, you will die. That can't happen, for if the door is left unguarded, the world will be in grave danger. I hope you're stronger than I ever was, Nathan. I believe in you. Good luck. Love, Grandpa Bill. The note shook me to my core. I've always looked up to Grandpa Bill. He was my last real connection to my parents, both of whom died in a house fire when I was 17. I never got to say goodbye, and I never had closure. My grandmother passed a year later, and after that, I was left with a few distant relatives who barely remembered I existed. But Grandpa, he made me feel like I'd still belong somewhere, like I hadn't been completely forgotten. Losing him felt like losing the last piece of myself that still remembered what home really meant. For a while, I didn't even want to be in the house. The memories, the silence, all of it felt wrong. But I had to be strong, just like he would have wanted. I couldn't let the door win. I moved into the house immediately, and that night is when my duty began.
Moron.
As soon as the sun went down, I took my grandpa's note with me and went upstairs to the attic. When I reached the top of the stairs, I laid eyes upon the door for the first time. It stood in the middle of the room, and its crimson red wood was warped and shone faintly in the moonlight from a small window nearby. Scratches ran across the surface, deep gouges, like something had tried to claw its way out or in. I sat a few feet away, not daring to get closer. It just stood there, silent and still, for now. But I couldn't shake the question that lingered in the back of my mind. Why was my family given such a peculiar task? The longer I stared at the door, the more I felt like staring into an answer I didn't want. The silence pressed against me, thick and waiting. Nothing happened for the first few hours, but a little after midnight, I heard a knock.
No, you did not.
At first, I thought it might have been my imagination, but I heard it again.
Mm-mm.
This time, it was louder, heavier, and unmistakably coming from the door in front of me. I fell backwards and watched the door shake from how hard the knocking had become. Eventually, the knocking stopped, but the air was moving. It wasn't wind. It was slow, warm, and rhythmic.
No.
The door was breathing. Each damp, sour exhale brushed my face, the smell of decay curling like smoke.
Gross.
I backed up but remembered not to go too far away from the door. I didn't say a word or move again until the sun came up. When the light finally touched the door, it stopped breathing. That's how it was for the first week. Life outside the attic felt paper thin, the price of a routine I was still learning to survive. My coworkers started noticing the dark circles, the zoning out during meetings, the way I'd flinch whenever someone tapped me on my shoulder. One of them joked that I looked like I was living in a haunted house. I laughed, but I didn't correct them. I burned dinner twice, forgot my neighbor's name when we crossed paths, and nearly drifted off behind the wheel at a red light. Then, the sound started.
No, they didn't.
The fridge, humming downstairs, began to sound like chattering teeth. My reflection lingered a little longer than it should have. Sometimes I catch myself whispering the rules, not to remember them, but to convince the door I still believed in them. It felt like a pact, like a ritual I couldn't escape. With every repetition, the rules grew heavier. They stopped feeling like protection and started feeling like chains.
Duh.
Everything real was starting to feel fake, and the only thing that felt real were the voices and the door.
Oh, shit.
Day after day, night after night, my life split into two. One under the sun, the other in the dark. By day, I was just another exhausted office drone. By night, I'm the gatekeeper. Work 8 to 5. Sleep. Eat, sleep, if I can. Climb the stairs, watch the door until sunrise, and repeat. Every night blurred into the next until time itself felt like another rule I had to obey. I almost started to believe the door would never change. On the 8th night, I heard the voice behind the door speak for the first time. Do not be afraid. It didn't sound threatening. In fact, it had a gentle tone that only made it all more disturbing. I remember walking up to the door and standing in front of it, my pulse erratic as my body shivered slightly. A part of me wanted to open the door and put a name to the voice, but I remembered my grandpa's note. Do not be afraid. It said it again, softer this time. I followed the third rule, listen without answering. So I stood there, shaking, listening to that voice. As the hours dragged on, I kept thinking about how my grandpa sat in the attic every night. Did he deal with the same things I'm dealing with? How did he deal with listening to the voice? Asking myself questions is how I would pass the time watching the door in the dark. It kept my mind sharp during the monotonous ritual of watching the door from sundown to sunrise. That's what it was like for about a week. Routine had almost made the horror feel ordinary, and that's when it decided to change the rules.
Duh.
Right before I went upstairs one night, I saw it.
No, you didn't.
Another line on my grandpa's note that hadn't been there before.
Ooh, no.
In frantic handwriting, it said, 6. If it cries, ignore it.
The hell?
From then on, each night only got worse. The crying started at 1 a.m. It was the kind of crying a wounded animal made. I wanted to help, anything to make the cries stop. I almost whispered, "Are you okay?" But the rule was clear. Ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did. In response, the floorboards near the door had darkened, and the air around it shimmered like the heat off asphalt.
No.
Whatever was behind that door, it wasn't just growing stronger. It was changing the world around it. I could feel it noticing me more each night. And then, as if it's sensing my fear, the rules changed again.
Of course they did.
A couple weeks later, just before I made my way upstairs, I noticed some new lines had been written on the note. 7. If it shows you things, do not believe them. 8. It will tell you the future, but it's a lie. The ink looked fresh this time, like someone or something had written them just moments before I came upstairs. They didn't make sense to me, not until the door made me understand. It didn't scream or cry like it had before. Instead, it spoke calmly about the things that awaited me in the future. You're going to become head of your department, Nathan.
No, you're not.
You'll fall in love
No, you won't.
and have 3 children.
You're gonna die.
Elise, Michael, and Jonah. The names echoed in my head like they belonged there all along. Elise will have your eyes.
Mm-mm.
Jonah will want to be a pharmacist like his grandmother. My eyes burned as tears threatened to fall. They'll all live long, happy lives. Unless you keep me in here. For a second, my body actually moved. I felt my weight shift forward like some part of me had already made the decision. I pictured my future the way it described. Warm, bright, full of laughter. I wanted it. God, I wanted it so badly. But I saw through the threat masquerading as hope.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered my grandpa's handwriting again, warning me of the consequences, and forced myself to step back. What had once been calm and persuasive, telling me things about myself, about the future, about promises too good to be true, became violent,
Mm-hmm.
almost desperate.
Mm-hmm.
With each sob and scream, the door groaned in a sickening rhythm, barely containing whatever was battering against it. I covered my ears, begging for the noise to stop, and after a few minutes, it did. For a moment, I thought I had earned silence. But silence, I learned, was just the calm before something worse.
Uh-huh.
The door's cracks began widening, twisting upwards with sick crunches, the wood shifting to the form of shapes of lips, dozens of them. They were murmuring the story of a peaceful life waiting for me, if only I would open the door.
Don't do it.
Its words filled with darkness, and shadows moved all along in shapes I recognized. My grandma appeared next to me, but not the one I saw in the casket in the funeral, but the youthful one from old photographs. "Grandson," she whispered in a voice almost sounded like his.
Nah, bro.
I didn't speak. I couldn't, even if I wanted to, very badly. My dad waved at me and told me how proud he was of me. My mom smiled and beckoned for me to open the door so we could be reunited as a family. I leaned in front of the door, my hand on the knob, about to turn it, when I saw something blink in the keyhole.
Oh no, oh no.
It was an eye, black and moist, sliding sideways, watching me, refusing to blink. I stumbled back, and the whisper stopped. The silence felt heavier than the noise, but even in the stillness, something was shifting. I used the flashlight on my phone to keep myself from nodding off in the early hours of the morning. Sometime around 2:30 a.m., I noticed the shadows started to pulse against the light. Every few seconds, the door's wine-dark surface would brighten from the inside out, glowing faintly, like there was something behind it, pressing its face against the wood. That image alone was enough to make me sit in the darkness the rest of the night until the sun signaled it was morning. Every night I felt myself unravel a little more. My thoughts weren't just mine anymore. They had a different voice. The door wasn't just trying to break through, it was trying to break in, as if wanting to listen closer to what I have to say. Maybe that's why the rules kept getting more difficult each night. It knew my thoughts before I did. Before I went upstairs one time, I found 2 new rules written in the steam on the bathroom mirror.
Fudge.
They read, 9. It will try to bargain. Do not accept. 10. Do not believe the sounds you will hear. It will do anything to make you leave your post. I thought I understood the rules until the early hours of the morning, when it didn't knock, but begged profusely. "Nathan, let me out. Please, just once. I can make it stop." But I wasn't hearing just the voice of the door. I was hearing screams of my parents. They were as gut-wrenching as they were familiar, as I heard them coming from downstairs, then outside, then under the floorboards.
Oh gosh.
A moment later, I smelled smoke. It was faint at first, but the smell of burnt wood and melting plastic filled the air. I nearly bolted downstairs, my body ready to run and save them, but then I remembered the rule telling me not to believe the sounds I'm hearing. The door was toying with me by digging into the deepest trauma it could find. I clenched my fist and stared at the door, unmoving. It spoke in my mom's voice, then my dad's, then my grandpa's, sometimes weaving all 3 into one seamless, haunting sentence. Then it spoke in my voice, in the same tremble I've heard myself every night since I moved in. "Please, let me out. Let me out. I just want out." Frozen in place, I've endured it. It's begging for hours. My body screamed for a break, even just the relief of closing my eyes. I was losing focus fast, the kind of fatigue that makes your eyes twitch just to stay open. I had to do something. A desperate plan surfaced, a way to trick it, maybe. Hoping to cheat the rules, I angled a mirror across from me. One eye would rest, while the other kept watch. For a time, it worked.
No, it didn't.
Until the reflection shifted.
Yep, there we go.
In the mirror, the door stood wide open. Something slithered out on all fours, gray-skinned and scaly, bones cracking with each movement, its head tilted towards me, not in curiosity, but in mimicry, like it was practicing being human. I snapped my eyes to the real door. The real door was still shut tight, breathing. When I looked back, the mirror was empty, except for 5 wet fingerprints smeared downwards, like someone had leaned against it from the inside. I sat there for a long time after that. The lantern burned out, but I couldn't bring myself to light another. I kept thinking about my grandpa, standing in this same spot for 60 years, his eyes fixed on the same door, watching it breathe, whisper, and beg. Did he ever think about just walking away? I think about leaving every night. I think about the stairs behind me, about the sunlight, about sleep. But then I remembered what my grandpa asked of me, my responsibility for what keeps me here, and the fear of what happens if I stop watching. When morning came, I didn't remember falling asleep. I only remembered the mirror and the way those fingerprints stained it. To drown out the noise, I fixated on one impossible question. How did Grandpa carry this burden for decades? The more I thought about it, the more I feared the real answer. Maybe he didn't. For a while, nothing really changed outside my routine, the knocking and the voices pleading behind the door. That is, until some more rules appeared on the page. 11. A single moment of inattention is all it needs. Do not falter. 12. Do not fall asleep in front of the door. At this point, I was delirious and running on fumes. I could barely stay awake at work, averaging maybe 1 to 2 hours of sleep at night. There was only so much coffee and energy drinks you can do for a body before it stops working as effectively. There was one instant where my eyes almost fluttered shut, and I swear I felt something brush against my cheek. The knocking started again, but it wasn't coming from the door anymore. It was coming from behind me. I spun around, nearly tripping over the lantern. Then the walls, the windows, and even the ceiling above me all echoed with that knocking sound. The door would shake. The voices would scream. I'd see my loved ones begging for me to open the door, but I wouldn't. The voice behind the door would speak things to me like, "Do not be afraid. Open the door, Nathan, and I will make it all stop." I ignored it. At 3 a.m., my phone started ringing across the floorboards. The screen said, "Grandpa." Seeing his smiling face on the screen shattered something in me, because I knew he was dead. Despite the feeling in my gut telling me not to, I answered. Nothing about the rules says I couldn't take a phone call. "Nathan?" His voice cracked through the speaker. "You've done enough, my boy. Let me take your place. Go downstairs and rest now." My thumb hovered over the screen, my heart thudding as I remembered the other voices, the lies. I ended the call. The phone rang non-stop until sunrise. Hours later, a new rule appeared, one that nearly broke me. In slanted, sloppy letters was the worst one I had seen yet. 13. Eventually, you will fail. Fight it off for as long as you can. I read that line over and over until the ink blurred. The words didn't feel like a warning anymore. They felt like a countdown. Not just because of what it said, but because of what it didn't. Maybe this was what Grandpa meant. Maybe failure isn't about opening the door. It's about how long you can last before you want to. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. The last few nights, I've been hearing slow, deliberate footsteps behind the door, and the floorboards creaking in time with my own heartbeat. I keep telling myself none of this is real, that I'm still the one in control. But the longer I watch, the more I notice the door wasn't where it used to be.
What?
Last week, I marked its position on the floor with painter's tape to signify a border it wouldn't cross. I checked last night, and the tape was gone, and the door had moved. It had only moved just a few inches at first, and it made me think that maybe I was imagining it. After all, I was running empty in terms of sleep. But night after night, it kept inching closer. It didn't drag or creak. It just shifted, like it wanted to be closer to me. I measured the gap once, 10 feet, then 8, then 6. I stopped checking after that. The space between me and it was shrinking, and I swear I could feel the heat of its breathing on my face. Sometimes the floorboards sank a little beneath it, like it was pressing down with weight. Whatever was behind it was coming for me. The discovery led to another rule. 14. No matter how close the door gets to you, do not touch it. I didn't plan on it. I was too tired to plan anything anymore. Just existing felt like strategy in itself. Last night, I swear I saw something move beneath the woods, like a hand pressed it out. I think my grandpa's 60 years was only bought us time, and now the time is almost gone. He kept whatever this thing is locked away for decades, and now it's my turn. One day it will become somebody else's. I don't want them to suffer like I and the men in my family before me have. My hands won't stop trembling. I haven't slept in days. I've started to hallucinate. At least I hope they're hallucinations. I swear I saw the attic wall breathing last night. I wonder if the door is even real. Maybe I've lost my mind, trapped in a psych ward, mumbling while unseen eyes watch through glass. I can hear them all. My parents, Grandpa, myself. They all speak from behind the door, and the longer I listen, the more words sound like truth. A new rule appeared, carved directly into the attic floor, just in front of where I sit. When your eyes close for the last time, the door will open from the inside. I don't know if I'm protecting the world from what's behind the door, or if I'm looking after it so it can't escape before it's ready. Maybe that's what Grandpa meant when he said he failed. Not that he lost, but that he finally understood what he was guarding. And yet, he kept watching. So now I do too. There's one rule Grandpa never wrote. If the door ever stops whispering, it means it's already won. My parents call to me now. And now, another rule. You will forget which side of the door you're on. If Grandpa could see me now, I hope he knows I tried. The latch just turned. The end.
Angel Coraline Monster House was that deal.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
So, two things.
Yes.
Move.
Move.
And when you move, set the whole freaking house on fire.
Yeah.
Just fire. All the fire.
Fire cleanses it all.
I was wondering why you didn't do that or grab a priest or talk to anybody about this door. I mean, let's be real here.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely lived in a haunted house. And, I mean, he didn't correct his coworkers, but damn.
I mean,
I'd probably reach out to somebody.
after the first rule starts showing up, that number 6, Bye. Bye, Felicia.
You
House
just leaving?
fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
And whatever the hell is going to come out of there and take over the world, or
It can burn.
it can burn? It's not worth your sanity?
No.
No. Okay. That's fair. All right. I see where we're holding that on.
What are we into, like 17 million rules?
Yeah, there was 16 at the end.
And he's already got to live by the laws of the land.
Mm-hmm.
That's too many rules.
Too many.
I'm out. And who was making these rules?
I want to say it was his grandpa.
But really, how sure are we of that?
Why wouldn't he finish writing the rules?
For real.
Because like
Oh.
they seem very like
straightforward.
Very straightforward.
Yeah.
Why? What the hell? He was not helping the case.
No, he was not helping his case. His grandpa did say in the beginning of the note that more rules would appear. And I thought that was really weird that that would happen.
I think somebody needs some antipsychotic meds. Didn't he also say if the door opened, it would be like the end of the world?
Yeah.
How do they know that? Like, has the door opened before? What happened then?
COVID.
Valid. COVID. Valid point, though. But, like, how do you know that? How do you know that the world is going to end? Like, did the voice behind the door tell you that? Because if so, it's lying. Because you're not listening to the rules.
Something might have happened. And they got a glimpse of it, of what truly lies beyond.
But how did they get that glimpse? Who gave them that glimpse?
You know what? Maybe Grandpa visited a psychic, and the psychic let him
should have
know.
been able to tell him how to shut that damn door and keep the damn door shut.
The psychic's like, your family will all be cursed to do this. Maybe they're
ran over.
Die. Maybe they ran over a gypsy. You know,
I probably would not do that.
You ever seen Stephen King's Thinner?
No. That's a stupid question to ask me.
Yeah, I knew the answer. Just keep my cards on the table. I knew the answer before I even asked. Home dude runs over a gypsy or a witch, or he runs over this woman, and then she curses him.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now.
Okay, go for it.
Set the house on fire and get the hell out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm,
Problem solved. You're welcome. Mic drop.
What if you don't set the house on fire? What if you just start pushing, spreading gasoline on the door?
Why don't you just open the door in the daylight, throw in a pipe bomb, and move on?
Because the door disappears.
So,
or does it disappear?
I don't.
You know what?
I don't
know.
Apparently, only the men can see it. So maybe it's still there during the day, and then it's just a regular door.
Yeah.
Maybe
one that moves.
But not during the day. So you just open it, toss something in, blow it up, move on. Call a priest.
Okay, what religion are we going? Just any priest?
I think usually Catholic, like the exorcist priests.
Yeah, we can do exorcist priest. Okay.
Yeah, just call one of them.
All right. So, do you have some avenues to go down here?
Yeah.
Let me know what happens.
Fire is a better option to me.
Yeah, fire.
Just cleanse it all. Cleanse it with fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'd be really curious if you just took a wrecking ball to it.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, what would happen? While it's quote unquote active.
You have a that's good. That's good. But it's surrounded by an attic.
There'll probably be another rule that randomly shows up.
Yeah.
Do not crush with wrecking ball at night.
I feel like that's what would happen. Like a rule would just somehow appear on his skin, and we're just like, all right, crap.
Yeah.
New rule, no wrecking balls.
How many rules?
I would hope he'd be done.
Yeah. How many? Does he have to remember all 16 rules?
Apparently.
As it keeps going, he has to remember all the way from 1 to now. It's 607.
Yeah.
It's you can only blink with your left eye on a Tuesday.
Yeah, but if you don't, then the door's gonna open.
Okay.
Dude's gonna have a mental breakdown before he's 30.
I almost had a mental breakdown.
Right?
I almost had a mental breakdown reading that story. It was a lot, and then immersive, just imagining myself in that situation, because I always do. I mean, you say you watch it like a movie. I imagine myself in this situation, which is always hilarious.
I would be
for me.
setting it on fire.
Yeah, I know you would be.
I'm setting it on fire or a double tap to the head. That's it. Those are your two options.
Your answers are fire and guns.
Yeah.
And coincidentally enough, my answers are fire and guns and a priest.
Well, my sister said priest, so
there you go.
She's the other side of that.
Okay. All right. So
jumping Jehoshaphat.
I know that was a lot,
bro.
But that was a good read.
You need to call a priest.
That was a good read for me. I thoroughly enjoyed.
And maybe a psychiatric doctor.
Definitely that one.
Yeah.
He needed to talk to some people.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to sleep. The poor baby.
Get him some more milk. Count some sheep. He'll be all right.
Be all right.
After he sets the house on fire.
All right, son.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump into the second story. It is a medium length, so y'all can
Hallelujah, praise the Lord.
so we can make this a little bit easier. All right, I'm only going to read 2 stories, by the way.
Okay, because I've got 2, and mine aren't super, super long either, but...
Okay, so the first one took up most of the time. Second one we'll do medium, and then we'll get to yours.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay. This story is by Reddit user Dungeon Marshall, and it is titled "Candy Corn."
Okay.
Yeah,
go.
you know, and effort, and for Halloween,
I like it.
figure out that I would use one that called candy corn. What do you think, Cassidy?
Interesting.
Interesting? Okay, cool. Going with the theme. I don't know if y'all know the theme yet, but it is in fact Halloween. So, yay. Okay.
Hurry for Earth.
Hooray for Earth. No grr. Earth is our enemy.
I understand.
It's like a compulsion.
It is.
Okay, anywho.
I can understand. She doesn't understand.
You ever seen Invader Zim?
No.
You've never seen Invader
I've
Zim?
never seen Invader Zim. What was it on?
Nickelodeon.
Wasn't allowed to watch that.
Wow. The depravity. The injustice.
Was there a single show on there we could watch?
No, not after a while, no.
Drake and Josh?
No.
No.
Oh, no.
I mean,
What?
we did it anyway, but we weren't allowed to.
No.
All right.
We were, because we were older. She wasn't.
I'm going to take a quick 30-minute break here so I can go cry in my room. Okay, we're back. All right, here we go. All right, little author note. This is a repost, but who doesn't enjoy a little candy corn in October? This is one of my personal favorites that I've written. For those who haven't read it, I hope you enjoy.
All right, let's go.
If you go down this road and pass the old mill, you will see a little gray house up on the hill. The windows are all broken and the doors hang from its frame. The front yard is tall weeds. The backyard's the same. The chimney is crumbled into a pile of dust, rusty red. The only tree in the yard is twisted, blackened, and dead. It was once the home of Ichabod and Imogen Corn, who they say went mad after their daughter was born. It was late October. If I remember it right, she was born in that house on a dark and stormy night. Imogen screamed when lightning struck the old oak, and Candace Corn was born at midnight's final stroke. The next few years seemed normal, I suppose. That is, if you don't count all the black cats that gathered beneath their windows. At first, it was only a couple. Then it was more than a few. Where they all came from, nobody knew. 13 in total, or so they do say, and they circled around Candace whenever she went out to play. Her first day of school, oh, what a mess. The children all laughed at her name and made fun of her pretty orange dress. But the meanest among them was a little boy named Paul. He got the other kids to say, "Nobody likes candy corn. Nobody at all." He giggled at his joke and thought himself real bright. Some say it was no coincidence that Paul's home burned down that very night.
Oh, snap.
When Candace left for school the next day, she skipped by the smoldering ruins along the way. Paul and his family made it out of their house, not a second too late, but they had to move in with Paul's Aunt Martha, who lived over in another state. I'm not saying that little Candace was involved, but it was a strange mystery that had gone completely unsolved. A few years later, when Candace turned 13, her father was committed and never again was he seen. Her mother acted nervous, but her fits of laughter were not rare. But Candace always smiled at people sweetly, as if she hadn't a care. I'm not sure why Ichabod and Imogen went insane, but the townsfolk all thought Candace was the one to blame. "Something about that girl unnerves me," confessed Mrs. McGrath. For those who don't know, she taught junior high math. Then, in the teacher's lounge, rumors started to spread. All about the strange pictures Candace drew and the weird tales that she read. But the teachers did nothing. I suppose there was nothing to do. But things were quite different when Candace turned 22.
Of course they were.
She was now a young lady who lived alone on the hill. You see, her mother was finally committed to a place for the mentally ill. The townies all knew she was conducting strange spells in the night. Mr. Franklin reported seeing her house bathed in a most unnatural green light. And strangers were seen leaving her place, all with long coats and wide-brimmed hats that covered their face. We only see them leave there, but never arrive. I have an awful feeling that they weren't even alive. Mrs. Clemens expressed. Then she sipped from her flask she kept in the pocket of his vest. We should do something before it's too late. You know, the other night I caught her skulking around the cemetery gate. The townsfolk all gathered at Wilbur's Bar and Grill. It was there that they conspired about what to do with Candace, who lived on the hill. We all need some proof that she's up to no good. Came the suggestion of a lady named Wilma Wood. What we do next, I really don't know. I guess we'll just play it by ear as we go. They all drew straws to see who would visit Miss Corn, and the privilege was given to the skeptical Reverend Lemuel Bourne. She hasn't done anything to warrant mistrust. I'll gladly pay her a visit if it should quell all this fuss. He said in a voice self-possessed and loud, I hope to be heard above the roar of the crowd. The next day he found himself at her front door. He knocked once, but there was no answer, so he knocked once more. When he left that morning, his hair was raven black, but it was white as snow when he came back. Nobody knows what got under his skin, but he left town that very day and was never heard from again. Soon the figures and hats were seen in the streets at night, and the people locked themselves away in their homes out of sheer fright. They spied on the figures through their curtains and blinds, in hopes of answering all of the questions that weighed heavy on their fevered minds. But no clues were discovered. They were still in the dark. We'll run Candace Corn out of this town, came the suggestion of one Mr. Clark. What happened next, I'm not glad to say, because it wasn't this town's proudest day. When 34 angry people, and many of their children too, rallied together and their confidence grew. Up on the hill they all gathered in the yard. Just then, black clouds billowed in, and a wicked wind blew cold and hard. Despite this ill omen from the crowd, there came a shout. Candy Corn, you're no longer welcome in our town. We want you out. The ghostly moan of the wind was the only reply, so a boy chucked a rock, and through a glass window did it fly. They say that it was the catalyst for the other events so extreme. The people of the town still remember hearing the scream. Imagine the panic when everyone learned of all the people who went up there that day. Only 6 of them returned. The townsfolk all left for destinations unknown. They decided it was better to leave Candace alone. So they left this town once and for good. None of them spoke of Candace Corn, and none of them ever would. So now the town is empty, and you say that house looks empty too. You want to explore it, but be warned before you do. Whatever happened to Candace Corn, no one can say, but there are those who claim to still live up there today. If you value your sanity, soul, flesh, and bone, then for mercy's sake, leave Candace Corn alone. The end. I thought that was so freaking adorable while I was reading that.
I honestly anticipated you to just start rhyming Cat in the Hat.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, that was like a Dr. Seuss meets Disney like Tim Burton mashup.
Yeah, I felt Tim Burton-ish with that.
I was like imagining the animated Dr. Seuss Grinch movie, but this Halloween.
Yeah.
It was cute though.
It was very cute and a little spooky, a little bit of that
They should
creepy
just
vibe.
left her alone.
I know, but normal people can't leave the interesting alone. That rhyme?
Explains you.
Yeah. That does explain me a little bit, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
I'm very interesting, as I like to say.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Whatever.
Whatever.
But I thoroughly enjoyed myself reading that story. I was reading it on one of my break times, and it took me about 3 sentences in to realize that it was an ongoing rhyme. I was like, huh. The first 2 sentences rhymed. That third sentence, like, oh, that rhymed too. Oh, I get it. And then it changed the whole, because I always try to go with like a deep, dark read in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever that one came and it was more bouncy, I was like, oh, that's cute.
And then the macabre was spoiled.
Yeah. I was like, okay. All right. I like it. I thought that was a nice little story / poem / rhyme to read on Halloween. I hope I did it justice. I know I fumbled a little bit through there, but it is what it is.
It was cute.
It was cute. So, thank you for the story. I enjoyed it. And then the way that my wonderful co-host here reacted to it, they also enjoyed it in a very fun way. So, Kaylyn, my darling,
Yes.
thoughts, comments, concerns, question marks, emotional outbursts?
I don't like where this microphone's sitting.
Too bad.
It was cute.
That's cute.
It was cute in a, like, literally Tim Burton,
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss way.
Yeah, definitely Tim Burton meets Dr. Seuss mashup.
Yeah, they just leave her alone.
I watched y'all whenever I first started reading, and then I was waiting for the shift in y'all's mind to go from like horror to the rhyme. Yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever I saw y'all both just immediately figure it out, is so funny.
I started to feel bad because we were laughing at one point. I'm like, this is supposed to be scary. What did we pay? Stop it.
Yeah, I see y'all kind of fighting with yourselves.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
But it was very nice. It was a very great read. I felt like with all the dark and scary stuff that we read,
That was cute.
that was a nice little reprieve.
Yeah.
Very good rhymes. Very good story.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely painted a picture. And I did see it in my mind as Tim Burton's like claymation, like the Corpse Bride kind of claymation going on there. Or Nightmare Before Christmas.
I need this animated into a movie now.
Animated into a movie. Oh, yes. Let's get a little bit more rhymes into it. A little bit more communication and narration. What am I thinking of?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Moving on.
Yeah, but it
Hi.
would be cool if somebody could turn that into like a little, kind of like the Grinch, the
Yeah.
one from the 1960s.
Yeah.
That one, just turn that into that, and we just watch that every year for Halloween.
Yes, you have a movie deal coming on. Okay, I will fund you
$20.
$20. All right.
$20.
I mean, we're coming in steep here with $20.
Cool. I can animate stick figures.
Stick
There we
figures.
go.
All right, there we go. So
Perfect.
We have a start here.
Yeah,
And
but that would be like a really cute little Halloween movie.
right?
Seriously, like
Yeah.
somebody make this happen for
Let's
real.
do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna start kind of posting that everywhere I can.
Yeah, do it.
Let everybody know. Hey,
That was good.
Halloween needs to have its own little movie. Because I love the Charlie Brown Halloween special,
Yes.
but we need to add some more. And I feel like this one is definitely a top contender
Let's do
for
it.
it.
Do it.
Boom.
All right. Somebody make it happen.
Make it happen, people. This is a call to arms.
Yes. We ride at dawn.
Write it down. Okay, so now for this, does Cassidy come over here and join me this way? So that way you
Probably. Because I'm going to adjust
Okay.
my mic.
Ready?
I am ready. Are you ready?
I am so ready. I'm very excited. Hello, Liberty. It's a nice little shot of you.
All right. Are you ready, Cassidy?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's go. She said she's ready. All right.
There you go.
Okay. This story is, so both of mine are allegedly true stories. Again, allegedly, because none of this is real.
Uh-huh.
So this first one is, there's 2 different names for it. that it circulates throughout the world, but one of them is called the Demon House.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. And actually, this came from another story that you read about a documentary that they were watching, and it was about this story. So I did a very condensed version of probably that documentary. I'm cold.
It comes from a story that I previously read.
Yes. I cannot remember her name, but it was the one who she was living with her boyfriend, Tommy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
his haunted house because of John.
Yes. Okay.
Dumbass.
Okay. We speak nothing but our true feelings here on this podcast.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes Adrian tells me to shush.
A little bit.
Yeah, he thinks I offend people. All right. Are you ready?
Go ahead and bring it on.
Okay. November 2011. Latoya Ammons and her 3 children, 7, 9, and 12, along with her mother, Rosa Campbell, moved into their rental home located at 3860 Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana. The next year proved to be anything but normal for the family as strange events immediately started. November in Indiana means no flies. But that was not the case for the Ammons home. Late November and December saw the screened-in porch attached to the family's home covered in black flies.
What?
The family tried everything to kill the bugs, but they just kept returning. The migration of the black flies leaves that area by the end of July. Next came the footsteps. Late at night, Latoya and her mother would hear footsteps coming from the basement and climbing the basement stairs and creaking doors leading into the kitchen. When they would go and check, no one was ever there. Finally, locking the door to the basement, they hoped that the noise would stop. But it didn't, and no one was ever in the basement. Shortly after this, Rosa would see a shadowy figure walking in the living room. And even more eerie were the wet footsteps that the shadow figure left behind. The family did what they could to make things work for them in their new home, but alas, the frightening things were just beginning. March of 2012, just 4 months after they had moved in, everything took a turn for the worse. March 10th, 2012, as the entire family came together to mourn the passing of a loved one, Latoya's 12-year-old daughter began to levitate above her bed.
What?
After the entire family began praying for the little girl to come down, she finally did. The visiting family left immediately, and Latoya finally agreed to get professional help. Most places did not take her seriously, and help was very hard to find. Finally, one church informed them that they most likely had spirits in their home and that they needed to clean it with bleach and ammonia, as well as draw oil crosses on doors and windows. They also received a visit from 2 clairvoyants who informed them that they did have spirits in their home. A lot of spirits. 200 spirits.
Holy.
And that the family needed to move immediately. During their search for help, the demonic spirits never ceased their terrorizing of the family. All 3 children started speaking in low, whispered voices. "It's time to die. I will kill you." The children's eyes would bulge out of their heads and their mouths would curl into an unnatural grin.
Oh.
Latoya would claim that she felt lightheaded and warm whenever this happened. She said she didn't feel in control of her own body. The youngest son would often speak with another boy in the home, only one that he could see. He would also randomly be thrown across the room by something that was definitely supernatural.
What the hell?
Her daughter would often complain about the voices whispering in her ear about death and that it was close, that she would never see her family again. Her youngest son is said to have choked his older brother, and it took adults to get him to stop. Finally, on April 19th, 2012, Latoya took the children to their doctor to see if he could help. The doctor took note of their strange behavior, the low voices and frightening statements. While the doctor examined the children, they all suddenly started to act as if demon-possessed. The released report from DCS, medical staff witnesses Latoya's youngest son fly into the air and then against a wall without anyone touching him. A caseworker and a nurse witnessed him walking up the wall and doing a flip over his grandmother. Both workers ran out of the room, terrified. Others within DCS had their doubts that this was true and decided that the children were in immediate danger and removed them from the care of their mother. With DCS now being involved, it meant more government officials had a chance to witness the strange and horrifying events. The Hammond Police Department was invited by DCS to tour the Demon House. While there, at least 2 officers did witness several strange events. Their radios malfunctioned. They captured a white, smoky apparition and recorded a ghost-like voice saying, "Hey!" During another visit, they saw an oil-like substance dripping from the blinds.
What the?
It seemed that help had arrived at last when a local priest named Michael Magno heard about what was going on and wrote a request to his bishop to gain permission to do an exorcism on LaToya. The priest was granted permission, and in front of 2 police officers and a DCS case manager, he performed a small exorcism on her. The case manager said in an interview, "We felt like someone was in the room with you, someone breathing down your neck." A total of 3 exorcisms were performed on LaToya Ammon, and after the final one, and the burning of a piece of paper with the demon's name on it, she finally started to feel like herself again. She moved out of the house in May of 2012, and her mother moved back to Indianapolis, and she got custody of her kids back in November of that year. They have no desire to return to that home ever again. The home was later purchased by paranormal investigator Zach Baggins, who demolished the home in 2016.
Smart move.
You can find pieces of the basement in his museum in Las Vegas if you ever want to see it.
Yes.
The demon house no longer stands, but one must ask, are those 200 spirits really gone?
Damn. Damn. Okay, so I have 2 notes here.
Okay.
That I scribbled on my invisible notepad. Y'all can't see it. It's all right. Yes, I jotted down 2 things. Let me look at it. One, demon cleansing is brought to you by Clorox. Never heard of that, but if
bleach and ammonia.
If anything can get rid of it, bleach can. I mean,
Yeah.
you should see what it does to my whites. Hey, white is purity, so there you go.
You don't even wash your own clothes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, we don't have to talk about that.
We can-
Why you got to put me on blast on the air?
Because they need to know the truth about you.
And then 2, I tried so hard to mask my little giggle, but whenever you said that the nurse walked in on him walking up the wall and did a flip, in my head I just thought, parkour.
Wanted me not to say that.
This is what I deal with on a daily basis.
If you're told that your house or property is possessed with like 200 spirits, and then your kids start acting weird, why'd you take him to a doctor? Hey, why is my kid acting weird? Maybe the 200 spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why. Like, I know sometimes people can't move because they don't have the finances for it, and maybe that was part of it. But why you would go to a primary care physician and not a psychiatrist is beyond me. But also at the same time, because you didn't go to a psychiatrist and you went to a primary care, they both are mandatory reporters, but at least a psychiatrist could have probably prescribed, some sort of antipsychotic medication that may or may not have worked, because you don't know exactly what it is. But a primary care doctor, they're not going to do that because they're not going to prescribe antipsychotic meds. All they're going to do is report you to protective services, child protective services.
Yeah.
So,
Or to a priest.
Yeah, I was just about to say, or to a priest. Drop him in the
And
tub of
if
holy
I'm-
water.
if I'm not mistaken, I think the doctor did help them find a priest, but I can't remember for sure because there was several different stories that I was finding, but the main consistent thing was she went to the primary care doctor for the children.
Maybe she didn't have a PPO.
That's valid, to be honest. That's like 100% valid.
Yeah. She had a HMO.
Those suck.
They do suck.
But what if you did take a possessed child and just dunked him fully in a vat of holy water?
Usually it pisses the demon off.
Wouldn't it burn out or something?
That's a great question, though. Can we try that?
That would
Would be my first thing.
It burns. It burns.
I can't with you. I'm I'm so done with you.
I've been wanting to press that button all damn day.
I'm so done with you right now. I can't even.
Okay, so you got a second story
I
for
do,
us.
because I'm sticking with this demon possession.
Are you?
I am.
Okay, I'm for it.
So I'm not going to pretend I'm going to be able to pronounce the name of the city that this person was born in. So we're just going to say the country, because the city is just not going to happen.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This one's going to be good.
Wait, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's go.
Yeah,
All right.
let's go.
Okay. I'm really interested to watch Adrian's face as soon as I say this name.
Damn it.
I don't even want to tell you like what this would be titled, so we're just gonna read the story. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anna Elizabeth Anneliese Michael was born in Germany on September 21st, 1952, to Joseph and Anna Michael. She and her 3 sisters were raised in a strict Catholic home, attending Mass twice a week. Her life was incredibly normal until 1968, when at 16 she had her first seizure and was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy, which is known for causing hallucinations, paranoia, and intense religious visions, and was prescribed medication to help. Shortly after her diagnosis, she began treatment at a psychiatric hospital and was also diagnosed with depression. By 1970, she had suffered a 3rd major seizure while being treated in a psychiatric hospital. By 20 years old, she claimed to hear voices. She could claim to see the devil and could no longer stand to be around religious objects. She was described by her classmates from university as withdrawn and very religious. By 1973, after having taken medications for her epilepsy and manic depression, the psychiatric treatment did not appear to be effective. Her condition worsened and she became suicidal, started seeing shadowy figures in her room, and quiet voices were calling her name. After 5 years on medication and nothing had improved, Anneliese and her family were convinced that she was possessed by a demon. Anneliese started speaking in a deep, guttural tone that wasn't hers. She stopped eating, saying that the demon wouldn't let her, and became even more intolerant of religious items. The doctors kept saying it was schizophrenia or dissociative identity disorder, but Anneliese did not agree. Her behavior changed drastically, which led them to believe that Anneliese was, in fact, possessed. She would do many strange things, such as ripping off all of her clothes, doing 400 squats without being able to stop, almost as if compelled to complete them. She even crawled under a table and barked like a dog for 2 days. She started to eat weird things, spiders, coal, biting the head off of a dead bird once. She even licked her own urine up from the floor. She continued to claim that she was still seeing things. The devil, other demons. She said voices would visit her, and that voices would tell her that she was damned and that she would rot in hell. Her parents, desperate for help, reached out to the Catholic Church for an exorcism. They were denied. The priest told them that they needed to continue the treatment that she was currently on. They would have to get permission from the local bishop to even perform such a thing. Finally, in 1975, when she met the criteria for an exorcism, Bishop Joseph Stengel agreed to allow it, but said that it must be kept completely secret. Father Arnold Renz and Father Ernest Alt took over the care of Anneliese Michael. After the approval of the exorcism, the family stopped consulting the doctors entirely on the treatment of their daughter. The priest believed that she was being inhabited by several demons, and she claimed during one of the 67 total exorcisms over the 10-month time frame that she was Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero the Roman Emperor, Cain the first murderer, and even Hitler.
Damn.
At one point, Anneliese visited the unauthorized shrine of San Damiano in Piacenza, Italy, with a friend of the family. She unfortunately was unable to enter the shrine after attempting to enter from different directions. She claimed that she was unable to walk past the crucifix and flat out refused to drink water from a Christian holy spring. Her traveling companion firmly believed that she was indeed suffering from demonic possession. This was confirmed when Anneliese relayed the story to Father Alt. Anneliese told me, and Frau Hein confirmed this, that she was unable to enter the shrine. She approached it with the greatest hesitation, then said that the soil burned like fire and she simply could not stand it. She then walked around the shrine in a wide arc and tried to approach it from the back. She looked at the people who were kneeling in the area surrounding the little garden, and it seemed to her that while praying they were gnashing their teeth. She got as far as the edge of the little garden, then she had to turn back. Coming from the front again, she had to avert her glance from the picture of Christ in the chapel of the house. She made it several times to the garden, but could not get past it. She also noted that she could no longer look at the medals or pictures of saints. They sparkled so immensely that she could not stand it. Father Ernest Alt. The first exorcism was performed on September 24th, 1975. She went through at least 2 intense exorcisms a week for 10 months. These sessions lasted upwards of 4 hours at a time.
Damn.
During this time, Annalise would scream in different voices, sometimes speaking in different languages. She would curse, scream, and fight. She had to be physically restrained and would have bruises cover her body more often than not. Her face was sunken, she was weak, and her knees shattered from the constant praying she was forced to do during the exorcisms. She would scream and plead for mercy while the priests were conducting the exorcisms. The voices that screamed out weren't hers. They weren't even human. Even though she had slowly stopped eating prior to the exorcisms, she completely stopped eating, believing that fasting would help to rid her body of the demons. These exorcisms were recorded and can still be heard today. She was known to argue with herself, or rather the demons would argue with themselves through Annalise. The demon Hitler would say, "People are stupid as pigs. They think it's all over after death. It goes on." Judas would say that Hitler was nothing but a big mouth who had no real say in hell. She would speak often about dying to atone for the wayward youth of the day and the apostate priests of the modern church. Less than a year after they began the exorcisms, Annalise Michael died on July 1st, 1976. Her last words were recorded as, "Beg for absolution." At the time of her death, she weighed 68 pounds, covered in bruises, and could not stand because her knees were shattered from the endless praying, and she had pneumonia. Shortly before her death, she stopped taking her medication and still wouldn't eat. The world may never know exactly what happened to Annalise Michael, but we hope that she is finally at peace.
Damn.
Actually, I have the recordings
Oh, yeah.
of the exorcism.
Uh-huh.
Some of them, if you want to hear them, because they are...
They're haunting.
Oh, they're quite intense. Okay, let me get them pulled up. We're going to attempt to play this on here, because it is...
It's a lot.
Woo!
I've heard of these. I haven't just heard of them. I have heard these recordings, and it's intense.
So this
Have you, Cassidy?
I have not. I've not heard of these. So
have
these
you heard
are
of this story before?
no, not the specific case. I mean, not
Yeah.
off the top of my head. So this is there. I'll probably go through because it's a 10-minute and 30-second.
Yeah, just jump
thing.
around.
So, but these are accurate English subtitles. Obviously, that doesn't matter for us. But if you guys wanted to see the actual video where this comes from, either you guys or the people who are listening, you can see that, and it's going to be because obviously this was done in Germany, so they're German. But these are, boy howdy, whew, I don't even know if I want to listen to this.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
And I don't have my volume up ever.
Rose Month, you know. Yes, and church is sometimes the least prayed because the drivers are for unmothers. Almost stupid idea.
So the voice that sounds like the growling, that's Annalise.
Yeah.
That's the noises she's making during the exorcism. I don't like the over thing
Yeah,
of that AI type.
The dub over.
Yeah, I don't care for that. But I didn't have enough time to try to find one that's not. So if you want to try to Google one, Adrian, you can. But I mean,
I'm
this
good.
is,
I'm gonna
he
keep that
doesn't-
off my phone.
He doesn't want that on his phone. Understandable.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
Why? Yes, why? Because he has a strength. Yes.
So
the,
I
the
think
AI has taken me out of it.
yeah, because I think that what they're doing is I think they're giving us the English version of what she's saying in German.
Yeah.
But that growling is you can find, and there are some that are even in just the pure German.
See,
That's intense.
that sounds like a big case of undiagnosed schizophrenia.
Yeah, well, and this was in the 1950s, so I mean that's
Yeah.
even harder to.
Diagnose. They used to treat that stuff with drugs, like psychedelics.
Cocaine.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Isn't that the medicine for everything at one point?
LSD.
Well, so they had her, because I had the list, actually, I don't have the notes in here, but there was one of the medications that was similar to, I think, clozapine that we use today. They were giving her, like, she was on a ton of different anti-psych meds because it was, boy howdy.
Boy howdy.
I mean, it's not pretty.
No. I've done some research on young Miss Annalise.
And both her parents and the two priests were actually charged with her murder.
Yes.
Yeah, she was. So there was a whole big case about it when she died. She died of malnutrition and dehydration.
Mm-hmm.
But they tried to convince the court that it was demon possession, and they played the recordings that they took of her for the court to try to say, oh, well, no, this is actually what it was. But I mean, she was a tiny woman to begin with, but 68 pounds, and she's still.
How old was she?
She was 23. She was born in 52. She died in 76. So I don't know. I don't do math. 24, 26, something like that.
Something like that.
She was young.
Very young. Early 20s.
But she couldn't stand on her own. Anywhere she wanted to go, somebody had to carry her. But she stopped eating for 10 months.
That's insane.
So.
Crazy. Demon possession.
67 exorcisms, 4 hours at a time. At least 2 times a week.
Yeah. There's a bunch of cases of exorcism out there where it's just not just one session and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
It's multiple. And I think Annalise is the longest.
Yeah.
Out there.
From what I could find. And then apparently after her death, the need for exorcism, interestingly enough, went down in Germany at that time. Yeah. Like they significantly decreased.
So correct me if I'm wrong, as far as you know, aren't you supposed to find the demon's name as you're exercising it? Isn't that how you control it?
Sometimes. It just depends, allegedly, on the demon.
Do we ever find out anything about that demon?
Well, it said that she was being possessed by multiple demons.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas allegedly with the first story, she had the one.
Now, little sidebar. I thought it was hilarious. Not the whole story, but part where Hitler says, suffering doesn't end, and then the next demon said, well, Hitler ain't shit in here.
Yeah. Yeah, Judas doesn't care for him. Yeah, so that was yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah, definitely something to sit on.
I wish that I could just read the entire story that I found, because I don't plagiarize, so I read all of these things and then I take pieces and I reword and I rewrite and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That I wish that I could read it from like word for word what I found.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably could if I showed you the website and you confirmed that I have the ability and I'm not stealing. But it was whoa.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
I had 15 pages. And now some of that was repeats of information, but I was still 15 pages of stuff that I read through and pulled, and it was a lot. I just felt so sorry for her because she was just mentally ill. And then being fueled by, because you couldn't figure it out, you're convinced that you're possessed by a demon.
Or possessed by a demon. No. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's either you're possessed by a demon, you think you're possessed by a demon, or you're fucking possessed by a demon.
If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a freaking duck.
Exactly. Quack.
She had epilepsy. And she was manic depressive. She had bipolar disorder.
She was also being possessed by demons.
Oh my gosh. No, she was not, you wackadoodle-doo.
Listen, you're not winning this one.
Want to bet?
You're not winning this one.
I want to bet.
All right, cool. So this is just going to be a fight now.
All right, let's go.
Love it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
do you have any insights that you want to provide on that?
I just think she had a lot of undiagnosed
disorders,
Mhm.
especially for that time.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first one started in 1968 when she was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then by 1975, they had completely quit consulting with doctors.
Yeah.
So, but I think a lot of that time you had different medications that probably were overlapping that you didn't realize were overlapping.
Oh, yeah.
Leave the mixer board alone. I see your hand.
Do it.
I'm a chipmunk voice you later.
That would be unwise to chipmunk voice me. Hi.
Okay, I'm good.
You're a giant child.
Yes.
Okay, so absolutely love it. I love it my goodness, listen, Cassie, I promise you I can speak.
I can't. That's okay.
Okay, all right, that's fantastic. So I researched Annalise this whole story back whenever I was in college, and that was crazy. And then we listened to a bunch of like horror-based podcasts
Mm-hmm.
and all that, and
They did. The one that I'd heard did a much better job of telling her story than I did.
Oh.
But I couldn't pull from them because I would be stealing, and I'm not going to do that.
yeah, because we love that podcast. Can we
Oh, yeah.
mention that podcast?
We can, but I'm not going to yet
Okay. Anyhow,
because I don't want to get into trouble, which I don't feel like we would because you
No,
mentioned the
we're
other
not.
podcast. So
yeah, no.
I mean, that's up to you
Good
at that
shout
point.
out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first place that she heard this story from was Scared to Death.
Mm-hmm.
That comes from Dan Cummins and his wife Lindsay Cummins.
Mhm.
Wonderful podcast that definitely got whenever me and Kaylyn were kind of just road tripping it around. That got us through a lot of.
Yeah, we were going to Arizona.
Yeah, we went to Arizona whenever we started, and
Mm-hmm.
we both found it together, and we just got hooked on it ever
Yeah.
since. So, yeah, they did definitely a great job with
Yeah,
that.
he had better recordings of the exorcism when he told it. Like it was, but then he also did it on. No, did he do it on? I don't think he did it on Scared to Death. I think he did it on Time Suck.
I don't know. He has multiple.
Either way, he had
podcasts.
much better recordings, and it was scary as all get out to hear that because it was just, oh boy, howdy.
Mhm. Yeah, that
Mm-mm.
whole recording is just it keeps you up. It does.
Yeah. So I couldn't. Nope. I'm good.
okay.
I'm good.
I have a different perspective because I can make those sounds.
Oh yeah, you can. You can
Oh,
do
yeah,
weird
she-
things. She can throw her voice. It's weird. I don't
and
do
then
that.
and then she'll randomly send me like some screamo.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's great. She does such a good job. Okay. All right. Well, I think let's do a little bit of closing thoughts. I
Yeah, we
guess,
don't
on
have any updates because we are recording
much
in-
ahead. of
way ahead so that we can get this one done for you for Halloween because it is Halloween when this comes out. We're celebrating Halloween now
Yes.
and all the spooky things
Spooky.
and all the dressing up and Halloween candy and
Whoop whoop. Candy corn.
yeah, I see, and I love candy corn.
Mm-hmm.
I have candy corn hey dudes.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I love them.
The candy pumpkins are my favorite.
I know they
Yes.
are.
They
Aren't they
are
your
so-
sisters too?
I don't know. Who cares?
Wow. And your sister listens to this religiously now. I'm going to tell her when we see her later.
Yeah, you do that.
Yep, I'm going to. But
It's,
like rude.
it's all right because I'm gonna edit that part out.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell her and you're
I'm
not going
so
to be able
hungry
to.
right now. Anywho.
Yeah.
Okay.
But thanks for joining us, Cassidy.
Thank you for having me.
So, because I know that you said that you have a story that you'd like to tell at some point when
Yes.
when we have you come back and guest star with us. So she just didn't have her she was last minute. I'm a bad sister, my bad. I didn't give her enough time to prepare.
Yeah.
But so she's gonna write that story down and then she's gonna come tell us a story. But I'm not gonna tell you anything about the story. She's told me only a very, very little.
Mhm.
But I think it's gonna scare the crap out of Adrian if I'm being honest with you.
I'm so for it.
So So hopefully she can get that done and then she can come back and visit with us. And we'll have all of the updates the next time we record, which won't be for a little while because we're going to have a super busy week.
Hopefully,
and a half.
episode 14 will involve a lot of updates. So
This is
we'll see.
episode 14, dear.
I thought this was 13.
Nope, 13 was what we recorded before this
Oh
episode.
yeah, that's right. Okay, so episode 15. Here we go.
Yes, episode 15 we should have lots of updates because we'll be, well, nope, I don't know because
I don't know. Listen.
We'll
Just-
record
just-
episode 15
just
in like a
listen.
week and a half.
Just listen. we'll have updates sometime.
Probably November.
I promise.
We'll have updates and of everything in November.
Okay. All right. November. Here we come. Update City. Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Kaylyn and Cassidy.
Well, hold on. You didn't even ask Cassidy if she even believed in the supernatural to begin with.
Oh yeah. Hey.
So wow, we failed hardcore at the
We
beginning of
did.
this episode,
We
didn't
did.
we?
We did. Hold on. Let me try something.
And he even brought himself back with the mic and did like he was backing up the whole thing. Oh my gosh.
Hey Cassidy, welcome to the Make Me Believe podcast. I have a quick question for you before we begin. You ready?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, fantastic. Do you believe in the supernatural or paranormal?
A lot like Kaylyn, I do not, but unlike Kaylyn, I am capable of turning off that part of my brain and becoming gullible. I like having fun with it.
That's what's up. Okay, all right, cool. So we're gonna go into the future.
Welcome back!
Hey guys, welcome back. That was weird. Kaylyn, Cassidy, I got a question. And you know what? You too, Liberty, because you stuck with it this whole episode. You
Yeah.
fell asleep only for like 90% of it. Do y'all believe?
No.
No.
Not
No?
even a little bit.
No? Okay. Liberty? No?
She's
Just a
out. She
gentle
says no.
snore? Okay, cool. I think that means a no
you know,
as well.
You can try maybe next time.
Maybe next
You've
time.
got like a week and a half to find some super good stories. See if you can convince me.
I'm own it.
All right. Maybe next time. Probably not, but
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.